Jason's been busy. He's done drive shaft hoops. Hoop, eh? There's only hoop. Hoop. Only done to one?
One.
You haven't done the back one yet. Because the fuel tank hasn't turned up. We have the right fuel lines on the right now.
Oh, wow.
Woohoo!
That helps.
Engine mounts have been all welded up. They're looking pretty good there. We're come up pretty happy. And I think he's got the main ones that go on the block. They're out being tidied up. We've been organising release bearings. I've ordered leads from the States. They have arrived. That was fast. Only took a couple of days. When did I order them? Was that last week? Was it Monday? No, it must have been last week. It must be Friday. Thursday. Oh, you were here. So I've got stuff from the States faster than I've got it from in New Zealand for some things. He also got the water blaster out while it was in the workshop and gave it a clean, which is a little bit scary. I just hid in the corner.
Hey, the floor's clean.
The floor's good, yep. Have you ever had one of those days or one of those jobs where everything beats you up? And you just got to stay in a really, really good frame of mind to get through it. And this is this one. But we're not going to be beaten by it.
It's going to get beaten.
It's going to be beaten. We're going to beat it. The engine is sitting here. When we ordered our bell housing, they didn't send the starter motor. So I rang the guys, and they were actually fantastically good about it. They said, "Yep, we'll sort it. Get it on a courier." And I didn't hear anything. So a couple of days later, rang them back, and they said, "Yep, it's definitely left. It's on its way." So good. Our starter motor arrived, and Jace picked up the bits for the clutch, and we've measured all the clutch. So we're fitting up our hydraulic release bearing. So we have a little spacer plate, and this is for the Lexus setups, and we built an extra spacer on the back of it to extend it to suit the LS. Where is that bearing? Here it is. And it runs this little hydraulic bearing, works really well.
Small, isn't it?
Instead of the big T56 one, which you can fit them in these bell housings, but we don't have those setups for it, so we use the one that we have. So Jace flicks the flywheel on, puts the clutch on. We got the ARP bolts for it because he wanted ARP bolts. We've got ARP bolts here, got ARP bolts for the manifolds, and we've got the starter on, and he's checking the measurements, and he tells me, what did you say? What did you tell me?
Ring gear's bent.
The ring gear's bent.
Yeah. It hasn't been fitted correctly. Or something.
He said
something wrong.
He said the ring gear's bent, and I'm like, what are you on about? Can we see in here? I think we can see in there. See how it comes along and then it goes, there's no gap. And by my finger there's a gap. And then there's no gap again. Yeah, that's bad. It's just another challenge for us to overcome.
Because I like doing things several times.
Yep.
Not.
So we're going to take that off and arrange to get this back to our suppliers to get that sorted. Just another delay that we didn't really need. But we've got other things we're going to do. We're going to pull some wires. So it's going to be wiring. Hopefully I ordered all the correct stuff for the wiring. I've got this little magic box of wire plugs and connectors and stuff, so hopefully I've got the right stuff, and I've got this grommet. Fingers crossed that one goes to plan. Did you check my leads work?
No, I was doing the clutch out.
Yeah, no, they're going to be mint. They're going to be lovely. I don't think we need to check that. Got a manifold though, just to double check.
I'm looking for it.
I put them by the clutch box and I put them on the...
Yeah, no, I've moved them.
That'll be fine. I'll take that back. I'll put it... What are you doing? You didn't trust me?
This is the good side.
There's a bad side?
Yeah.
But I haven't even got coils on the other side. But we know the coils work.
Where are the coils? Yeah, right.
You're struggling with your left and right again.
I know.
Jace, that's the left-hand side.
Yeah, no, I'm just...
You know, I marked the manifolds just to help you out. I put
Right.
see, I look right hand.
Yeah, the other side doesn't have right hand.
See, right hand. I did it on a Lexus block on the weekend, so I got it right when I was doing a head gasket video. We good now? They work. Fantastic. Well, that went to plan. Leads are good. Clutch isn't good.
Motor, how long I need to wire from the motor to the thing when the motor's there, it's like there, not together.
Guess.
Some.
Accurately.
Some.
So we've had to change our plan a little bit because of flywheels. So Jace is going to run some wires. They're pretty basic.
Yeah.
It's really quite nice because what we'll do is we'll stick to these plugs here. We'll leave them, so we'll just leave the looms for the coils as they are. Line the fuel rails like normal. Down that side, across the front, oh, across the back, sorry. Yeah, the front's at this end. Just like this is the crank sensor, Jace. Remember? You know how you were telling... Cam sensor. Cam.
That's crank. There's no cam there. There's no cam in there. What are you on about?
Normal. No, you weren't allowed to put a cam. It's just got a standard cam. And down to the alternator. The start wire. So what you're going to do, well, what we do is we take this, and I'm going to actually sit over the other side and I'll map this out for Jace. This is a gearbox side. Nope, where's the gearbox? Alternator comes out. Here it is. So the gearbox loom, we'll cut up in here somewhere, put a plug on it. And that'll be wired into the link for, well, the speedo can. And then that just gets wired in. This stuff gets recreated. This will get stripped out. There's only a couple of wires that we'll use. And these will plug in like standard. Real simple. I'll map that for you. The LS loom, we've got all new plugs.
No.
All new connectors, except for the VSV for the charcoal canister. Everything's new. Rake in. Big enough for you? Yeah. All right, Jace. fans, calipers, alternator, more calipers. Our brake, the correct fuel system turned up as well, so we're excited about that, so we can sort that. We got an alternator without the clutch on it, and it is the normal light, so it's much easier, not computer controlled, so it's going to be easier for us to wire, and then we know that's up. So it's the earlier model alternator for it. It looks really good with that short nose. I'm loving that. And somebody's running some wires all around it. And we're mechanics. Laptop is one of our main tools. So theoretically, those calipers should bolt on. Oh, cool, they see the right bolts too. Look at them. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's going to stop it. Oh, I can't see you. Can we see you now?
No.
Sometimes it's better that we don't see you.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen.
Jason has been ticking along, wiring this up. And it's looking fantastic. Have we got all the wires in there?
Have now.
Have now. We've decided that the alternator wiring is going to come down with the main control wires, or the main power wire. We've used the factory water temp sensor here, and the great thing about these LS motors is they gave us another hole back here. And you'll see it's got a Toyota sensor. So that one's actually going back to the factory Toyota ECU, so that the temp gauge on the dash works like it's meant to. He's planned for a fuel pressure sensor up in here, which we'll need to pull the rails off and weld up a piece in there. Probably the biggest pain in the backside on these ones is the fact that the crank sensor, or it's not crank sensor, right? It's the cam sensor, is down the front, and Jason's got these fat gorilla fingers, which really makes him struggle to get in there.
Luckily I can pull this wire out and wire it up out of here. We'll
exactly. There's drive-by-wire throttle, which works really, really well with the Toyota pedal, because we're running I've got to get it right, it's a Link Thunder. Link Thunder.
Don't do that to me again.
He got all upset. I was working my way through, and I said it was an extreme when someone else was here, and he had a little bit of a freak out. It's definitely a Thunder, Jace. 2 wide bands.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
Knock sensors, drive-by-wire. Also, in a few of these items, some of these components actually have the wiring diagrams in there. And we've used the Link software for things like the drive-by-wire. All the plugs are new except the purge. They didn't have a purge. We haven't remade the coil looms. They're factory. We've just plugged into the big coil plug there.
Can you buy it? The other side of the coil?
Yeah, you can buy both sides.
You can buy both sides?
Absolutely. Okay. Though if you were doing it, if you were doing it, you'd ditch that, wouldn't you? So you'd come out of the loom, so instead of going to an injector, you'd go to a coil, you'd go to a coil. You'd go to, out of here, you'd go coil and coil. If you wanted to do it that way. So you don't have that subloom at all.
No, yeah.
You ditch that plug and go direct. It's really easy just to stick to that though. And if you want to replace coils or service the coils, they just come off. We're not building a race car, we're building a road car.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about another application.
Yeah. We've got the high torque starter down there. So that wiring for that's going to come along. It's probably going to pop behind the dipstick. And along the front of the engine, secured along the front.
Are you going to connect it to the alternator, or are we going to... Where's the start?
You said you. We you. Not me. You. E-W-E.
E-W-E.
They're actually weathers up in the paddock. They're not ewes at all. They're weathers.
No, the weathers.
Yeah.
So someone's going to get the kids soon.
Yep. Did I say that the alternator's a normal alternator now? So it integrates better? I'm sure I did.
Yeah, it hasn't got the clutchy thing on it in the...
Doesn't have computer control. It's gone, different regulator. As you can see, we've got a factory grommet to go in to the firewall. This is all finished in, the wire's all Tefzel, and it's got the Raychem Motorsport heat shrink to cover it.
Because we're not building a race car.
We're also building reliability. It's going to be more reliable than anything else we put on it. What I find is really funny is guys come in and they look at this and they look very plain. The looms look very, very plain. But it's actually more like a race loom. Very, very durable, very hardy. High quality components, high quality coverings. Guys see that braid stuff and they go, wow, that's so cool. You hit that braid stuff with a bit of flame, it just disintegrates. This stuff will take a flash fire. Not that we're planning flash fires. Intake manifold. I was considering a upgraded intake manifold, but for the cost, the budget intake manifolds didn't really give us any performance gains, so we decided to stick with the standard one. Yeah.
You would even put a bump stick in it.
It's like a broken record, eh?
Yeah.
Broken record.
Yeah.
I need a bump stick. I want a bump. What about a cam? What about a bump stick?
Bump stick, lumpy lump.
Anyway, back to work.
Pussy.
We'll catch you next week. I'm going to the beach.
Oh, good on you.
Got everything.
I don't know, have we?
I don't think we've got an air temp sensor connected.
Oh, I didn't know where that's going at the moment.
I don't know where it's going either.
We haven't got this. The air intake hasn't been made.
Cam sensor. Yes.
Yes.
Water temp for the ECU. Yes. Coils. Yep. Injectors. Yep. Map sensor.
Yep.
Purge.
Yep. Fuel pressure.
Fuel pressure. Oh, that one comes over to say that.
Yeah.
Fuel pressure. Dropper wire. Yes. Or AC pump. Coils and injectors. Gearbox, 5 wires. Yes. Temp sensor for the factory ECU. Knock sensors down there and a crank sensor.
Yep. Coil.
And a wideband sensor.
And a coil earth for this side.
Can you push the little clip in here? I'll see if I can do it. Oh, I can do it. I did it with my finger.
I don't do it on that side.
Because when the exhaust goes on, you forget to push it in and you're trying to push a sensor in, it doesn't work. It's at the back.
There's one there for the coil on that side.
Yep. There's one, the big one there with lots. Cool. Oil pressure. And then have you got a knock sensor on your side? And so start trigger comes through the other loom.
Which I haven't actually made yet.
And alternator's coming down here. That's everything. Easy, eh?
Yeah.
There's no variable cam timing. No extra sensors. No extra cam position sensors for VVTi. No AVIS.
Well, you're not going to put a cam home motor.
No. No, we got the big hammer. The plain big hammer. Easy. Yep, you got it right. It's looking lovely. With that shrunk, it'll be beautiful.